Hi everyone, so I am Prashant Bhatt. I will be presenting our paper Distill on the Go Online Knowledge Distillation in Self-Supervised Learning. So, let us first understand the differences between three main streams in deep learning. Supervised learning learns to capture the input-output relationship with the help of label data. Supervised learning is data hungry, that is, it requires large amount of manually annotated data. Unsupervised learning, on the other hand, mainly deals with discovering underlying patterns in the data through clustering, density estimation, or dimensionality reduction. It is to be noted that unsupervised learning does not require label data. Self-supervised learning has been under the spotlight recently for its ability to learn useful feature representations from unlabeled data through pretext tasks. Some of the pretext tasks include predicting relative position, rotation, solve jigsaw. The recent methods in fact rely more on sophisticated pretext tasks such as contrast learning, bootstrapping the latent representation, etc. SSL can be broadly categorized into two main categories: generative methods and contrastive methods. Generative methods rely on learning representations through input reconstruction, either partly or fully. Context instance contrast methods model belonging relationship between local feature of a sample and its global context. Predict relative position and maximize mutual information fall under this category. Although mutual information based contrastive self-supervised methods achieve quite a bit of success, some recent methods outperform them through context contrastive learning. These methods discard mutual information, instead learn the relationship between the global representations of different samples akin to metric learning. Some of the examples include SimCLR, momentum contrast, instance discrimination, etc. On the right, you see how SimCLR learns feature representations. It uses augmentations to create positive pairs and learns to maximize the agreement between those positive pairs through normalized temperature scaled cross entropy loss. Recent works have shown that self-supervised learning has only been beneficial for the bigger models. When we compare linear evaluation after SSL against supervised learning, we see a strong gap in performance for smaller models. For MobileNet v3 large, the performance gap when trained using MoCo v2 is quite huge compared to ResNet 50. Through this paper, we try to address the limitation in the representation quality of smaller models and subsequent improvement in the downstream tasks. To improve the representation quality of smaller models, we leverage knowledge distillation. Offline knowledge distillation involves training a student model under the supervision of a larger pre-trained teacher in an interactive manner, similar to how humans learn. Since SSL requires longer training, this is not really ideal for us. Methods such as deep mutual learning have shown that cohort of models can be trained together to improve one another. Due to the absence of labels, these methods cannot be applied directly for the SSL. Therefore, we propose a fully self-supervised online knowledge distillation paradigm. We propose to improve representation quality of smaller models during pre-training stage in the absence of labels. Here is our proposed method. Our method uses SimCLR as a contrastive learning baseline and also uses it as a primary learning objective for individual models. Later in the presentation, we show that our method can be used as a plug-and-play component and is independent of the underlying SSL learning objective. In the above diagram, there are two participating models. Each of them have a stochastic augmentation module which generates two augmented versions of each image. Augmentations include random crop, rotation, and color jittering. These images are then passed through an encoder such as ResNet and a two-layer multi-layer perceptron. The images are then mapped to a latent 128 dimensional space where the contrast learning objective pulled together positive pairs while pushing away negative pairs. Since smaller models find it hard to optimize and find the right set of parameters in instance level discrimination tasks such as this, we believe that the additional supervision in knowledge legislation through collaboration between multiple models can assist the optimization of the smaller models. Given the representations, we compute softmax probabilities of temperature scaled similarity scores across augmentations of two peer models. We then use scale divergence to distill the knowledge across peers by aligning these distributions. So the final learning objective for the model theta 1 is as shown below. So it has two components. One is a primary learning objective, another one is the auxiliary learning objective. The primary objective here is a normalized temperature scaled cross entropy loss, which is same as 1 for the SimCLR. And the lambda is a regulation parameter to adjust the magnitude of two losses. And then we also have a knowledge distillation objective, which is formulated using KL divergence. So here you find actually the performance evaluation on the in-distribution data. So we evaluate our results using two evaluation metrics, namely linear and nearest neighbor evaluation. In linear evaluation, model is first trained using SSL or our method DoGo. A linear layer is then trained on top of a frozen backbone using labels. In case of nearest neighbor evaluation, we use efficient similarity search library FICE GPU. We extract the features from a frozen encoder f theta and then index the features along with their labels. We report the average of nearest neighbor classification with k equal to 1, 2, 4 and 8 neighbors. The results can be found in the supplementary material. Figure shows the results of baseline versus DoGo when models are trained with ResNet 50. Under both evaluation metrics, our methods outperform the baseline by significant margin. So here you find a more detailed results of linear evaluation. All participating models under ResNet family, they see a consistent improvement over the contrastive learning baseline. Wider ResNets also display a similar trend with an exception of wider ResNet 28.2 owing to a large difference in modeling capacity of wider ResNet 10.2 and wider ResNet 28.2. However, wider ResNet 10.2 achieves a significant improvement of over 9%. Smaller models benefit more from joint training than their larger counterparts. Given the difficulty of training smaller models under contrastive learning regime, joint training under our proposed method can significantly improve their performance. Smaller models gain a consistent improvement with the increase in modeling capacity of their counterparts. For example, the performance gain in ResNet 18 monotonically increases as we increase the capacity of the peer model. Contrary to conventional wisdom, even joint training of two models with exact same architecture yields a discernible improvement over the baseline. So this experiment is similar to linear evaluation, except that backbone is not fixed and the whole network is fine-tuned with different percentages of the labels. Labels are sampled in a class balanced manner, as can be seen from the table on the right. Our method DoGo performs better than the baseline across all percentages of available labels. We also evaluate our method on the out of distribution datasets. So here we evaluate the models trained on the TinyImageNet and linearly evaluated on the out of distribution datasets. ResNet 50 and ResNet 18 are trained together in DoGo and compared against the baseline across 6 out of distribution datasets. ClipArt, QuickDraw and Sketch are from the DomainNet dataset. For both ResNet 50 and ResNet 18, across all datasets, DoGo performs way better than contrastive learning baseline. Results show that DoGo generalizes well across the datasets with drastically different distribution than TinyImageNet, indicating that DoGo learns better feature representations. Evaluation under noisy labels. So we also evaluate our method in the presence of noisy labels. We simulate noisy data on CIFAR 10 with different noise rates. It can be seen from the graph that our method consistently more robust to noisy data compared to the contrast learning baseline. The extra supervision from the knowledge distillation helps our model learn generalizable robust features. Distillation across learning objectives. So we explore whether it is possible to distill knowledge across peers with different learning objectives. This way, our method's effectiveness can be ascertained across different SSL algorithms. We use SimSiam, a latest SSL algorithm that is shown to address the problems in 3 different leading SSL algorithms including SimCLR, BYOL, and SWAV. SimSiam also uses Siamese architecture, but an extra predictor MLP and stop gradient technique to update the weights only with respect to one of the augmented inputs at a time. This way, they do not need to use momentum encoder or a large number of negatives or even online clustering to stop training from collapsing. In this setup, we use all combinations of SimCLR and SimSiam with ResNet 18 as a backbone. Across all combinations, we see substantial improvement over the baseline. With these results in hand, Dugo really stands out as a plug-and-play component for pre-training of smaller models using any underlying SSL algorithm. So here we actually want to show the function space similarity. So the process is as follows. So we plot TSNA projections of different checkpoints along the individual training trajectories from multiple initializations on the tiny ImageNet trained with contrastive learning. So for that, we first initialize SSL model with a random seed, some random seed. Then we train it for, let's say, 1000 epochs. For every 100th epoch, we save a checkpoint. For each of these checkpoints, we get projections of all the images in the validation set, concatenate these 128 dimensional projections, and then reduce their dimensionality using TSNA. So we repeat this process with 3 different initializations with different random seeds. So then when we plot this TSNA plots, we get a plot that's on the right hand side. So each trajectory corresponds to one training regime. Trajectory I in the figure shows the variation in the function space during the training of the model I. Single model only explores a limited function space, whereas the models initialized differently explore considerably different function spaces even though they provide similar performance. Combining them by way of our method explores a wider function space and ends up in a wider local minimum. So hyperparameter tuning. So in our method, we use a regulation parameter lambda to adjust the magnitudes of primary learning objective and knowledge distillation objective. So as can be seen from the graph, so lambda equal to 100 yields more or less optimum performance for our method. Also from the graph, so the smaller model ResNet 18 benefits early in the training, while ResNet 50 only sees an improvement in the later stages of the training. This is because of the difference in the model capacity. Also, the longer the training, higher the benefits that can be reaped from our method. We also scale our loss functions with scalar temperature values, since an appropriately adjusted temperature parameter benefits contrastive cross entropy loss. For contrastive loss, we use 0.5, and for knowledge distillation, we use 0.1 as a temperature parameter. So in this paper, we proposed an effective method to alleviate the performance of smaller models in self-supervised learning. Performance can be even higher when you use larger model as a compatriate or a cohort of more than 2 models in our method. We also presented several experiments to show the robustness of the learned representations in the presence of noisy data and varying degree of data availability. Thank you. Thank you for listening.